Well, welcome. Thank you guys for being here today. Today's practice is a full moon practice. Monday, August 3rd, is actually the full moon. So I don't know if any of you saw the moon last night. It is very full. It was really bright here. It was clear sky, so it was easy to see. So I encourage you to check out the moon the next couple of nights as it just gets bigger and fuller. So pretty. This full moon in August is known as the sturgeon moon. And sturgeon is a type of prehistoric looking kind of fish that are found in the Great Lakes and Lake Champlain up north. And they call it the sturgeon moon because it's a good time to go fishing and catch these fish. If you read in the Farmer's Almanac about it, it's pretty interesting. I love the Farmer's Almanac in general. They have some of the most interesting bits of information. You can go on there and read what the best date to get your hair cut is, the best date to plant seeds, the best date to, do anything. And it's for the whole year. So I was reading through some of that this morning, getting a little giggle about that. Anyway, the full moon, the moon, the sun and the moon are very important, obviously, in our daily lives. We need both of them. It's the light and the dark. In yoga, the sun and the moon is represented in what we call hatha yoga, which is the type of yoga that I teach. Ha means sun, and tha means moon. So hatha, sun and moon. And the sun part is the masculine part. It is hot and it is active energy. And the moon part is more feminine. It's cooler and just more receptive energy. In this practice of yoga, why we practice is really meant to create balance and to unite the opposites. So you think about it, we're creating strength and we're creating flexibility. There's effort as well as surrender in our yoga poses. And when we think about how the full moon affects our daily life, it's all about the gravitational pull, the rotation of the sun and the moon on the earth, and so it creates different energetic experiences. And this full moon energy corresponds in yoga to the end of an exhale. So if you take a full breath in and hold it, that energy is very great. You can exhale, you don't have to hold your breath still, but it's that energy is great, that is building up that pressure, and it's expansive and it's upward and it's very energetic and can be very emotional. That energy, if you held your breath for a long time, you start to get a little agitated. And so that energy in general is a little bit it's not well grounded. So we have to really focus our attention and our awareness on how to stay grounded during this very energetic time of the full moon. We try to follow along with the rhythms of Mother Nature, and we can be dragged by her, kind of unconsciously unaware of those energies, or we can walk with awareness and with consciousness of that. So if you do feel yourself feeling more emotional and kind of not knowing what to do with your energy during the time of a full moon, that's totally normal, and it's good to be in tune with that. So this practice today, I want to focus on grounding us, grounding our energy and finding that cool receptivity, that more feminine energy in our practice today. So make sure you're sitting up nice and tall, thighs turned in and back. You can sit on blanket or block, and shoulders right over your hips. Close your eyes, hands on your thighs, up or down. And as you breathe, notice the end of your inhale. And maybe pause there, kind of channeling that energy before you release and move into the exhale. It makes us slow the breath down a little, a bit more mindful. With your next breath in, reach your arms out and up overhead. Pause with that inhale. Slow exhale and bring your hands down to heart center. I'm just setting an intention for yourself for this practice today, to maybe just move with that awareness and that consciousness of body, of breath, of energy. Maybe you need to feel a little bit more grounded, so paying attention to what's actually touching the earth and grounding you, and how you can channel that energy better. Take a full breath in. Exhale and bow your head. And release your hands and softly blink your eyes open and go ahead and come into hands and knees. So pad your knees as you need to. And place your hands well under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and close your eyes and lower your heart towards the floor, lifting your chin, lifting your tail. That's your inhale. And remember that pause, channeling the energy. As you exhale, start to lift the upper back towards the sky, letting the head and tail move down. So move at your own pace to arch and round. Eyes closed if you can. And as you're moving, notice that connection of the hands, the shins, maybe the tops of the feet touching the floor. Feel that energy pressing down and drawing up. Go ahead and come back to center, and curling your toes under, go ahead and lift your knees up and back into downward facing dog. Stretch your thighs back, your tail lifting. And again, aware of what is touching the earth, where you're grounding, where you're connecting. Full breath. And walk your hands back to your feet. So bend your knees actually quite a lot here. Kind of your head. Breathe here. Belly on the thighs. And start to lift your sits bones, working the legs a little straighter. Eyes looking towards the shins or knees. And then bend your knees a good bit again. Just letting your head hang, rounding through that upper back a little. And then start to lift your tail up, working the legs straighter again. Looking towards the shins and knees. Full breath here. And one more time, bending your knees on your thighs, letting your head and shoulders hang. And then straighten the legs, lifting the sits bones and the tail. And then hands to your shins, lift halfway. So torso parallel to the floor, engaging the shoulder blades. And bow forward. Legs straight. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold. Walking your hands forward, back into downward facing dog, and shifting into plank. Lower your knees and lower thighs, hips, and belly all the way down. Hands for cobra. Really press the tops of the feet, pull the belly in and lift your heart. And lower down. 2 more. Engage the belly, lift up. And lower down. And lift up. And lower down. Prop up on your forearms. So elbows right under your shoulders, palms down, legs together. So know where you're connecting, where you're grounding your energy. Pull the belly up, concentrating and isolating those abdominal muscles. Keep pressing the inner edge of your wrist, so the thumb side down. Lift hips and thighs up here. Full breath. Notice the end of your inhale, pausing a little, channeling that energy. Lowering thighs, hips, and belly all the way down. Bring your hands for cobra. Lift your heart. Inhale. And exhale, lower. 2 more times. Squeeze the legs. Lift up. And lower. And lift up. And lower. Good. Come through hands and knees and downward facing dog. Lift your tail up and back. Stretch your right leg up and back. Stretch through the heel, lengthening through that inner right thigh. Try to push your left thigh back a little more. And then lowering the right leg down, lift the left leg up in the air. Stretch through the left inner thigh and heel. Try to move your right thigh back. Lowering that left foot down, walking your feet forward to your hands. And at the front of your mat, bend, really work that energy up through the legs, lifting your sits bones up to work the legs straighter. Bow forward, looking at shins and knees. Inhale, lift a little. Exhale and bow. Inhale, lift a little. Exhale, bow. Bend your knees, hands, hips, or thighs, shoulders back. As you come up to stand, reaching your arms up, palms together, and hands to heart center. Good. Take your hands and place them on your low back or butt with the fingers pointing down. And bend your knees just a little, broaden across the collarbones, and try to almost like slide the fingers down your butt. Work your legs a little straighter, lift your chest up, turn your head to your right. And then back to center and turn your head to your left. And back to center, release your hands and reach them out and up. Take your right hand down your right side towards the right knee. Reach with the left fingertips to the right. Back to center, reach up. And left hand down and reach through the right fingertips. And back through center, palms together, gaze up, and hands to your heart. Good. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, bend your knees and bend your elbows out to the side. So just a little bend in the knees. Pull the belly in. So your shoulders are still right over your hips. And then re-extend your arms up. Lift your chin a little, sit a little lower. Full breath. And fold forward, hands to the floor or blocks. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot back and lower your right knee to the floor. And pad the right knee as you need, coming up with your shoulders over your hips. Stretch your arms up and hold your right wrist, side bend to the left. Stay grounded through that left foot, pulling back. And then back to center, hold the left wrist, side bend to the right. Lift the belly. Keep your eyes lower for balance. Back to center. And left hand behind your head. Press hand and head into each other. Bring your right hand down a little wider as you turn open to the left. Twist your upper body. And back knee up or down here, your choice. Keep turning open. And lowering the right knee. If it's lifted, bring your left hand down inside the left foot and lift your hips back. Lower your heart towards the floor. So you could walk your hands forward, or you could come down onto the forearms on the floor or on the blocks. Make sure that left knee is directly over the left heel and ankle. Nice full breath in and pause. Notice, channel that energy before you exhale slowly. Come up to straighter arms and hands on either side of the left foot. So wiggle the left foot back or the right knee, the left foot forward or right knee back. As you work the left leg straighter, lift the toes, ball of the foot, shift your hips back and lower over that left shin. Pull back with the left hip. Bending that left knee, foot on the floor, lift your right knee and lift your right leg in the air. Bow forward over the left shin and lower right foot next to the left. Inhale and exhale, bow. Good. Stepping back with the left foot, lower your left knee and coming up, shoulders over your hips, arms reach up overhead. Holding your right wrist, side bend to the left. Get grounded through that right foot, pull the belly in and back to center and hold the left over to the right. Back to center and bring your right hand behind your head, press. It tones the belly, lengthens the spine. Bring your left hand down to the floor wider and turn open to your right. Twist the upper body. Press into that right foot, maybe lift the left knee off the floor. Keep turning and twisting with the upper body. Lower body stays steady, grounded. Good. Left knee down and bring your right hand down inside your right foot. Move your butt back, so lifting the tail a little, lower your chest. Walk your hands forward and get lower. Fingertips or forearms. Notice the sides are a little different. Pause to notice the end of the inhale. Channeling that upward, expansive, emotional energy sometimes. Coming up to straighter arms and hands on either side of that right foot. So wiggle your right foot forward or left knee back. Lift the toes, ball of the foot, hands on the blocks for a little bit more space, and bow forward over the right thigh and shin. Full breath, pull back on the toes. Bending your right knee, foot on the floor, lift your left knee, lift your left leg in the air. Bow forward over that right shin, lifting the left leg up high. Lowering the left foot next to the right. Inhale and exhale. Good. Stepping back with your right foot, quarter turn to your right. So feet parallel and bend your knees. So options here, you could keep your hands on the floor or maybe bring your hands to your heart and lunge side to side here. So nice, strong belly, move with your breath. The hands are going to keep you a little bit more grounded and steady. If you feel grounded in your energy and the movements, you could do hands to your heart. Good, and coming back to center, hands to the floor, knees bent, and then lifting your sits bones up in the air to fold forward, top of the head towards the floor, shoulder blades onto your back. Full breath in and exhale. Good, bending your knees, quarter turn back to the front of your mat through left lunge and step your right foot forward. Inhale halfway, exhale and bow. Bend your knees, hands to hips or thighs, shoulders back as you come all the way up to stand. Reach your arms up, palms together, and lift your chest. Back bend just slightly in that upper mid back. And then hands through heart center, fold forward. Inhale and exhale. Hands on either side of your feet. Step your right leg all the way back. So a nice long lunge. Step the right foot forward, the left foot back. Nice long lunge. Again, that front thigh parallel to the floor, the right knee directly over the right heel and ankle. And stepping that left foot forward. Keeping the legs straight or bowing. Bend your knees, hands to hips or thighs, shoulders back, come all the way up. Stretch your arms up, palms together, slight back bend, upper mid back, lift your chin. And fold forward, hands through heart center, and inhale, and exhale. Good, stepping your right foot back again, Long lunge, lower the knees and stretch your arms up. Palms together this time, lifting your heart. And hands down either side of that left foot. Knee off the floor, step in a little with your back foot and start to move your left leg straighter. Bow forward over the left shin. Full breath. Notice what's touching the earth. Connect to that. Connect to your breath. Pay attention to the end of that inhale. Bend your left knee. Lift your right leg up and bow forward. Good. Lower right foot. Inhale and exhale, bow. Step your left foot all the way back. Lower your left knee. Stretch your arms up. Palms together. Lift your chin, your heart. And hands down either side of that right foot. Lift your left knee. Step your left foot in a little. Work your right leg straighter. Hands to floor blocks as you bow in. And bending the right knee, lift your left leg, inhale, and exhale, bow. Lowering that left foot next to the right, inhale, and exhale. Bend your knees a good bit so your thighs working towards parallel to the floor. Stretch your arms forward, ski racer pose, belly in. Start to lift your gaze, your heart, your arms up in overhead chair pose. And up to stand, palms together, lifting your heart, your gaze, and fold forward, hands through heart center. Inhale and exhale. Bring your feet a tad bit wider. Turn the toes out, heels in, and squat. So you might stay up a little higher, elbows on your thighs, heels up or down. And go ahead and over to a seat and grab your block. So block will go between your upper inner thighs as you lay on your back. And feel the ground beneath you here. The shoulders back, the sacrum on the floor, pulling the front ribs in. So you're pulling the back ribs towards the floor more, getting more connected. Hands in the low belly. Make sure it's turned on there. You feel that working. And then bring your hands to your thighs and press hands and thighs into each other. Close your eyes. Aware of your breath. Aware of the movement of the breath, that full inhale, holding so much prana, waiting to be released and directed. And bring your arms out to a T. Keep the block between your knees and take your knees over to the right. So squeeze the block with that right thigh. Keep the left shoulder down by pressing and grounding that right elbow. Back to center with your knees. Over to the left with the knees. Press the left elbow down. Squeeze the block with the left thigh. Pull the belly button towards the spine. And back to center. Knees over to the right. And back to center and knees over to the left. And back to center one more time to the right. And back to center one more time to the left. And back to center. Take the block out, set it to the side, bring your feet together and your knees wide apart. So feet can stay on the floor or lifted up, your choice. Hands behind your head, interlace, press head and hands, and lift head and shoulders up as you exhale. Inhale back, and exhale, lift, and inhale back, and lift, inhale back, and lift. Inhale back 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 and lift. Inhale back. Good. Bring your knees together and legs up straight. So notice the rhythm of your breath. When you're inhaling, you're building that force, you're building that energy to create the deeper contraction and movement on the exhale. So left hand holds behind the left thigh, right arm up and over your ear. And options for your right leg. Right leg can go out and hover just above the floor. Right leg can lower to the floor, or right knee can be bent, foot on the floor. So your choice here, full breath in, building that force. As you exhale, lift up, reach the right hand for the left foot. Inhale back, exhale and reach. Inhale back, exhale, reach. Inhale back, exhale, reach. Inhale back and reach. Inhale back and reach. Inhale back and reach. Good. Inhale back and lift the right leg up. Hold behind the right leg with your right hand, left arm up and overhead. And same options for the left leg. Straight out, on the floor, knee bent, foot on the floor. So make a good choice for yourself. Full breath in. As you exhale, lift, reaching for the right foot. Inhale back and reach. 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 Inhale back. Good. Both legs up straight, hands behind your thighs. Stretch the heels, flex the toes, and bring your hands behind your head interlaced. So just a subtle lift of your tail up off the floor, your heels towards the sky, and then lift head and heart up as well. That's your exhale. Inhale, back. Exhale, lift. Inhale, back. And lift. Inhale back and lift. Inhale back and lift. Inhale back. Use your breath. Lift. Inhale back. Lift. Inhale back and lift. Inhale back. Two more. Lift. Inhale back and lift. Inhale back. Bend your knees, bring your feet back to the floor, grab your block. If you don't have one, just keep your knees in line with your hips. Feet stay on the floor and press. Hands by your hips, palms down. As you inhale, lifting your chin, your chest, your hips, and your arms up and overhead. Exhale and slowly lower back down. So you have to keep your shoulders back and keep pressing the feet into the floor. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Two more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And inhale, lift. And lower. Good. Take the block out. And you can roll to your side or you can rock front to back. The length of your spine will come all the way over to hands and knees and downward facing dog. So stretch your hips up and back. Stretch the tail up and back. Nice long spine, lengthening the top of the head forward, tail in the opposite direction. Shift forward into plank. Knees up or down, your choice. Lower all the way down. Tops of the feet down, and inhale, cobra, and exhale, lower. Prop up on your forearms, elbows right under your shoulders. legs together, and pull that low belly in. So you're getting the tone in the low belly, that engagement, grounding yourself to that. And bend your right knee, flex the toes, squeezing the heel towards your butt. Keep the belly in. And then lowering the right foot down and bend your left knee. Same thing, belly in, squeezing the heel towards your butt. And lowering that left leg out. Lower all the way down and bring your hands for cobra. Squeeze the legs, lift your belly, heart forward, eyes forward, and lower down. Press through hands and knees and downward facing dog. Full breath. Walking your feet forward to your hands. And inhale and exhale. Bend your knees, hands, hips or thighs, shoulders back as you come up to stand. Reach your arms up, palms together, and bend your knees, bend your elbows a little. Pull the front ribs in, pull the belly in. And then lifting your left foot up off the floor, cross your left ankle over the right thigh, standing pigeon as you sit back. Maybe you want to hold on to something. Maybe you want to reach your arms up. Maybe you want to go lower and see if you can bring your hands to the floor or blocks. Really flex the left toes to protect the left knee. Looking down is going to be easier for your balance. As you come back up to stand, lifting your knee, lifting your arms, palms together, and hands to your heart, lower the foot. Full breath in and out. Reach your arms out and up, palms together. As you exhale, bend your elbows, bend your knees, ribs in, belly in. Lift your right foot, cross your right ankle over the left thigh. Start to move your hips back. Again, you can keep your hands, arms like this. You can go wide, you can go lower. Hands to floor blocks. Really flex the right foot, toes. Eyes down for more balance if you need to be more grounded. And as you come back up to stand, slowly lifting your knee, bring your hands together overhead and lower hands to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, bend your knees, bend your elbows. This time, lifting the right foot and step the ball of the right foot back. So bend your right knee a little, pull the belly and pull the front ribs in. Lift your arms up overhead, palms together, and side bend a little to the left. Back to center, and side bend a little to the right. And back to center, and open warrior two. Back heel to the floor, so if you can go wider between your feet, do that. Arms stretch out. Gazing out over your left fingertips. That left knee is bent 90 degrees. Get grounded in both feet evenly. Reach your arms up, palms together, gaze up. As you exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Good. Inhale, reach your arms out, parallel to the floor. Exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time like that. Inhale, reach out. Exhale completely. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Hands to your heart. Exhale. Good. Start to straighten your left leg. Turn your hips more forward. Extend your arms out parallel to the floor again. Good. Hinge forward, stretching forward through the left fingertips. Bring your hand down to the shin floor block. And that right arm stretching straight up. Turn to look down if you feel unsteady, unbalanced, and need to ground your energy. Turn to look up if you've got it. Full breath. And back through warrior two, bending that front knee. Both hands to the floor. Either side of that left foot, lift your back heel, lifting your right leg in the air. Bow forward over that left thigh and shin. And lowering. Right foot next to the left. Inhale and exhale. Bend your knees, hands to hips or thighs, shoulders back as you come up, palms together, slight back bend, and then bend your knees, bend your elbows out to the sides. Full breath here, tone the belly. Get steady and grounded, and that right foot lift the left. Step the ball of the left foot back. So you might go longer or shorter as you need. Bend the back knee to get more stable. Tail down, ribs and belly, and stretch the arms up, palms together. Side bend a little to the right. Center, side bend a little to the left. And back to center and open warrior two. So again, go wider between your feet. Look at your feet. Front heel should intersect the back arch. Hips a little lower. Stretch your arms out, gaze over the right fingertips. Good. As you inhale, reach your arms up, gaze up, palms together. As you exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms out. Exhale completely. Inhale, reach out and up, look up. Hands to heart center as you exhale. Inhale, reach out. Exhale. Inhale, reach. As you exhale, hands to your heart. Start to straighten your right leg, pulling back with the right hip. Turn your hips towards the front of your mat. Stretch your arms out parallel to the floor. Hinge forward. Really reach with the right fingertips, hand to the shin, floor or block. Again, look up or down as your energy dictates. Pay attention to the breath and the rhythm. Left hand down and bending the right knee and lifting the left leg in the air. Bow forward over that left shin or thigh. And lowering. Left foot next to the right. Inhale and exhale. Bend your knees, hands to hips or thighs, shoulders back as you come up. Reach your hands, palms together, little back bend, and hands to your heart. Good. Go ahead and grab your blanket, and your choice for calf smash with the blanket rolled up behind your knees and the shoulders right over your hips as you sit your weight back, smashing the calves, or standing on the blanket. If you have any knee or feet issues, I recommend standing. Balls of the feet on the blanket, inner hip distance apart, heels are on the floor, and start with bent knees and hands to the floor, working your legs straighter here. So whether you're calf smashing or standing on the blanket, focus on the breath. And again, that pause with the inhale at the end of the inhale, and know where you're channeling your energy. Being really super intentional about that energy we send back out into the world, trying to create a more balanced, peaceful, strong, graceful energy that we exude, not just from our physical body, but from our thoughts, our mind, our intentions. Go ahead and make your way into downward facing dog. So stepping your feet back, hands forward. Hands are as wide as your shoulders and feet are as wide as your inner hips. So you could fit a fist between your big toes, balls of the feet. Full breath. Stretch the tail up. Stretch the thighs back, lifting and lengthening. Lift your left leg in the air and step your left foot forward between your hands. Step your right foot in a little, warrior one. So as you come up to stand, you can adjust your feet wider apart, widthwise or lengthwise, bending that front knee so the left knee is directly over the left ankle, shoulders over your hips, reach your arms up, palms together. And bend your elbows here so your hands come behind your head towards the upper back in reverse prayer. Press your head into your arms, lower your hips. Full breath in and out. And if you can keep your hands behind your head like this and press into the left leg, lift your right leg, warrior three. Eyes looking towards the floor, torso parallel, right leg parallel to the floor. Release your hands and bring your left hand down to the floor. Block as you turn open and reach the right arm straight up. Full breath, half moon pose. Again, look down for that grounding, balancing energy. Right hand lowered, step the right leg all the way back and the left leg up and back. Bend the left knee, come up onto left fingertips here. Good, left hand down, left foot down. Lift your right leg in the air and step your right foot forward between your hands. Step in a little with the left foot and coming up, warrior one. So again, adjust the length between your feet widthwise for balance. Ribs and heart turn forward, stretch your arms up. Palms together. Bend your elbows so hands come behind your head towards the upper back, fingertips reaching towards the floor. Lower your hips. Nice full breath. If you can keep the arms there behind your head, press into the right foot, lift the left heel, left leg parallel to the floor. Squeeze that right outer hip, tone the belly. And releasing right hand down to the floor block, reaching the left arm up. Maybe turn to look up if you feel strong and grounded. Channel that energy. Notice the end of the inhale. Left hand down. Step the left foot all the way back. Right leg lifted up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip. Come up onto right fingertips maybe. And lowering that right foot next to the left. Right hand down, shift forward into plank. Your choice, lower knees up or down. Tops of the feet down and inhale cobra. And back to child's pose. Knees can be as wide or as close as you would like as you shift the hips back. Lower head and heart towards the floor. Just regrouping with your intention. Refocusing your energy. Notice the rhythm of your breath. Notice that full inhale and all the energy that is harnessed behind it before you start to exhale. Go ahead, shift forward, back into hands and knees and downward facing dog. Lift your tail, lift your armpits, nice length through the crown and tail, lengthening the spine. Walk your feet forward a little. Some of you might need to walk in a lot more, heels towards the floor. Hands could be on floor or blocks here, really. Grounding through that right hand and arm, left hand reaching over for the right ankle, shin, turning to look up under the right arm. Full breath in and out. And then left hand down, grounding and reaching the right hand over to that left shin or ankle, turning to look under the left arm. Full breath. and back to center. Walk your feet forward to your hands, feet a little wider, toes out, and squatting. Your version of a deep squat. Full breath in and out. And lowering to a seat, grab your strap and onto your back. Go ahead and take your strap and place it on the right foot. So you can place it across the ball of the foot, the arch of the foot, or the heel if you know that fancy strap way, with the tails of the strap to the inside of the leg. Left leg goes straight out as the right leg gets straighter. So maybe use your hand to move the right thigh away from your right shoulder, pulling the foot up and overhead towards that wall behind you. Let your shoulders soften back. Feel the earth beneath you. Feel the earth beneath that left leg, pressing down with the thigh, the calf, the heel. And taking the right leg out to the right a little. So widening, but pulling the right toes towards the right shoulder. Pull on the strap so you're anchoring, grounding that right leg into the hip socket. Keep the left thigh down, left hip down. And back to center with the right leg. Holding the strap with the left hand, right arm reaches out to the side and roll onto the outer left hip as you take your right leg across. You're still pulling the right toes now towards the left shoulder and pushing the right thigh away. You might even use your hand to do that if you need to really feel that length in the right waist. Make sure your left toes are flexed and the left pinky toe is on the floor. Come back to center with the right leg and let go of the strap and lengthen the right leg all the way out next to the left. Full breath. So we do both sides, so we unite and balance ourselves. Go ahead, bend the knees and left leg up in the air. You can put the strap as you'd like on the heel, the ball of the foot, or arch. Get the left leg as straight as you can and then extend the right leg. Notice the sides are a little different, pressing the left thigh forward, pulling the toes like you're trying to pull them towards the wall behind you. Focus on the end of that inhale, how you are channeling that energy. And take your leg out to the left. So toes are pulling towards the left shoulder, the thigh pushing away towards the front of your mat. Keep that right hip and thigh anchored, shoulders back. And bringing your leg back to center. Hold the strap with the right hand as you roll onto the outer right hip, taking that left leg all the way across. Keep the left shoulder down. Pull the left toes towards the right shoulder. You can turn to look over your left shoulder. And then go ahead and bring your leg back to center, releasing the strap and lengthen that left leg out next to the right. A little bit more even. Bend your knees. Hug your knees wide towards your shoulders. Rock a little side to side. And then bringing your feet back to the floor, grab your block and lift your hips up and slide that block under the sacrum. So right under your butt, your hips rest down. If you don't have a block, it's okay. You could slide your blanket right under there, or maybe take your legs up the wall or up and over a chair. So roll your shoulders back. And you might want to keep your feet on the floor. If your energy is still feeling a little ungrounded, keep your feet down. Stay closer to the earth. If you're feeling like you want to take your legs up in the air, you certainly can. And with legs up in the air, we are putting our body in the opposite position that we're in for the majority of our day. Our feet up over our head and our heart. So we're balancing the flow of energy, the flow of our blood, the circulation, allowing ourselves to see things from a different perspective, allowing our nervous system to decompress, still focusing on the end of that inhale and how you want to channel that energy. This practice helps us to become more in tune with our own energy. It helps us to become less reactive and more responsive, more proactive. We're more sensitive not only to our own being, but to the energy around us. When we have that sensitivity, it is easier to align with these rhythms of Mother Nature, the gravitational pull, the awareness of that, of the seasons changing, day and night, the cycle of our breath in and out. If your legs are up, go ahead and bend your knees and bring your feet back to the earth. Press your feet into the earth. Get grounded to lift your hips up. Slide the block out. Set it to the side as you lower your hips. Feet a little wider, arms out to a T, and take your knees to the left. Turn your head to the right. Flex the toes, pull the belly in. And back to center and over to the right with your knees. Turn your head to the left. Keep flexing the toes, pulling the belly in. And bringing your knees back to center. So keep your feet a little wider and allow your knees and your thighs to come in and touch. And laying on our backs here, we'll do just a short little meditation. So you can visualize your breath, or you can use your right index finger and close your right nostril. This is left nostril breathing. So you're visualizing the breath coming in through the left nostril. Pausing before you exhale, slowly release the breath. Again, you're holding the right nostril closed with your right index finger, or just visualizing the breath in and out through that left nostril. Try to pause at the end of that inhale before you exhale. Next inhale, hold that inhale. Very slow exhale. Release your right index finger and breathe through both nostrils. Start to separate your knees and slide your legs out one at a time, letting the toes fall open to the sides. You might readjust your shoulders rolling back, and arms by your sides with the palms face up. And feel the weight of your body into the earth, allowing yourself to be heavy, relaxed, totally releasing, becoming one with the rhythms of the earth. Take a full breath in. Slow exhale. Start to wiggle toes and fingers. Make circles with your wrists and ankles. And bending your knees. And rolling over to your side, and use your top arm, pressing yourself up to a nice seat. And sitting well, turn your thighs in and back. And as you sit up tall, place one hand on your heart and the other fingertips to the earth. Feel what's touching the earth in your seat, your hips and thighs. Sit up tall from there. So may this practice help us to become more sensitive to our own energy, emotions, breath. May this practice help us channel our energies, stay grounded when that energy is strong and full. May we find balance from this practice, the strength and the flexibility, the effort and the surrender. Bring your hands together at heart center. Full breath in together. Exhale and bow. And may the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you, the pure light within guide your way on. Satnam. From my heart to each of you always, with love and gratitude. Namaste. And happy full moon. Thank you guys. Hey, it's me again. If you enjoyed this practice, please like, share, and subscribe. And consider supporting me by making a donation via Venmo or PayPal, or even going one step further and joining my ever-growing Patreon community, where you can have access to exclusive content like workshops, live stream classes, and more full-length practices before I release them to the public. Remember, it's support like yours that allows me to continue providing content to the yoga community. Also, I'd love to hear from you. So drop me a line in the comments section and look below for all details and links. Thanks so much.